Today, we'll be looking at Dirt 5 on the T300. I also have a video of the T248 if you want to check that one out. And I'll leave an Amazon link below if you want to pick up a T300 for yourself. As for Dirt 5, it's actually free this month on PlayStation Plus, so great time to check it out. Alright, so for the wheel settings, there's not a whole lot to change with the T300. I do like to set the rotation down a bit as I did on the T248. The way you do that on the T300 is you hold the mode button and then you just press left on the D-pad, and I lower it to about like 540. Other than that, all the other force feedback settings are set to default. And then the way I have my pedals set up is I have them just sitting on the floor. The pedals that come with the T300 don't even necessarily need a box behind it. They'll stay in place for the most part, but you might want to consider rigging it or putting a box behind it against the wall if you are having issues with your pedals moving around. So my impressions with Dirt 5 and the T300 are pretty good. I do feel like it was a little bit better on the T248, but I'll get into some of those notes real quick. The T248 felt a little bit more precise for some reason. I think with the T300 and the pedals on the T300, I get more of like a linear feel, for lack of better words. It's still easy to control, but it just felt a little bit less precise and a little bit less immersive. But the drifting feels really good because of the smooth rotation in the wheel and the two belts. That's the perk it has over the T248. So smoother operation, maybe slightly less precision. By the way, if you guys are enjoying the content on my channel, please consider liking and subscribing. It really helps the channel. As I noted in the T248 video of Dirt 5, you can play the game with the controller and it works perfectly fine, but it does feel very nice to have a wheel. In this case, the T300, you definitely feel more immersed in the game. Another note with Dirt 5 is a big part of the gameplay is kind of making contact and crashing into other cars because the game is just so chaotic. And one thing that the T300 does very well is I feel like it's fine-tuned to kind of give you that force feedback of what it feels like to get hit by another car or be kind of like rammed off the road. Just something about the way that the engine works or the motor works in the T300. I feel like I can feel all that feedback, but I still feel in control. Whereas in the T248, it felt a little bit clunky sometimes. So definitely a perk. It's so weird. The T300 and the T248 are such similar wheels in a lot of ways, but then in other ways are completely different. So just some things to consider. Smoother operation with the T300, maybe slightly more precise on the T248. As I also mentioned, drifting is a big part of Dirt 5 mechanics and, being able to win races. So that's another nice thing about the smooth force feedback on the T300 is it's very easy to control drifts through the corners. All right, guys, so I have a lot more T300 videos in the works. It's definitely my wheel of choice overall, so consider liking and subscribing to catch that. And thanks for watching.